Research That Matters is where we take a few moments and dive a little bit deeper into the weekly topic that our Smart Chiropractor members are getting out there and talking about, teaching and inviting with this week. If you've been following what we've been doing at the Smart Chiropractor, you know our core philosophy is teach and invite consistently. Teach, get out there, showcase something engaging, showcase the benefits of what you do for the people in and around your audience. Invite, that's your call to action. That might be scheduling an appointment, commenting below, sharing, whatever it might be, and then doing it consistently. Consistency is the number one predictor of success when marketing. How we implement that is through monthly campaigns, weekly topics, and daily posts. Our monthly campaign, since it's January of 2022, is all around kickstarting the year, getting off to a great start. And our weekly topic is 3 steps to go from exhausted to energized. We all know people come out of the holidays exhausted. Why? A lot because of the choices that they make during that time. And this week is a fantastic opportunity to reinforce those individuals that are taking action and getting out there, and giving them that little bit of a push, showcasing some positive benefits that not only your care, but your expertise can offer them to keep them on that right trajectory. I saw a post, been going the rounds on social media, and I thought it was great. And it was, hey, I'm paraphrasing, but there's going to be a lot of people in the gym, don't get bummed out at those individuals that don't know what they're doing, but support them so they show up again tomorrow. And I think that really is the core essence of this weekly topic for our Smart Chiropractor members, is encouraging the healthy behaviors for those that have decided to take a next step, so they take the step after that. And also providing a little inspiration for those that haven't made that decision yet. And when we think about these 3 steps, Jason, we're talking about daily movement and exercise, getting that sleep schedule right, and eating right. To me, these are core tenets of who we are and what we do as chiropractors. What are some of your thoughts on our weekly topic that our hundreds of Smart Chiropractors are delivering currently to millions of people around the world?
Again, this is another kind of example of what we talked about in the last segment, of taking something that appears to be just normal, like, okay, many chiropractors tell their patients every single day, better sleep right, better exercise, better get better rest, better eat right. And yet, is anybody listening? How do you know what to say, when to say it, and so on? So what I love, about this topic is not that it's some revolutionary idea. It's a common sense idea. We have to admit that. But what I love about it, and where I think a lot of chiropractors are sort of, I've heard the saying, man walks down the pathway, trips and falls, stumbles over the truth, picks himself up, and keeps on walking, because they're looking for something magical. And the magic is, how do you make the normal seem exciting? Not to embellish it, but to, in fact, recognize that certain things like, hey, you know what? You should be eating better. You should be getting better sleep. You should be exercising more, can actually penetrate the noise and reach people at the right time to take the right actions. And because this is the first and second week of the new year, this happens to be the perfect time to have this type of conversation. So kudos to the team. We got the right message at the right time. But to take a step back, I know we might have some new viewers watching live and watching in the future going, what in the world are you talking about? This is all in the context of the Smart Chiropractor's 12-month curriculum, with 12 monthly campaigns, January, February, March, April, etc., with weekly topics in between, in each month. So 12 campaigns, 4 weekly topics per campaign, and daily posts. That's the curriculum that frees up chiropractors to stop suffering paralysis by analysis, wondering, what am I going to say? Where am I going to research it? How am I going to not look stupid saying it? Do I know that there's any science behind what I'm saying? And all of the many legitimate questions chiropractors have that prevent them from either doing anything on social or prevent them from doing it with pride, with consistency. Because if you're not proud of your work, you'll be hesitant and not so proud to promote it. And then you'll say things like, oh, I tried social media, it doesn't work. Well, in many cases, it's not that it doesn't work, it's that we don't know how to work it. Because if there's anyone online, on Facebook, Instagram, YouTube, if there's anyone building an audience and offering them something that is of value to their audience, that can generate a living for that person, if there's anybody who's out there doing it, then the question, of course, is why can't you? And guess what? There are thousands of people, probably tens of thousands of people, doing exactly what we're talking about. So it has, as in social media, email, digital marketing, has the potential to earn people hundreds, thousands, millions, tens of millions of dollars every year if you know how to use it right. And so I know that's sort of a high level view of your initial question. It's the right topic at the right time. And it is part of this entire 12-month 2022 curriculum. This is week one, I guess we still are, January 4th. This is week one. And this is an example of what we're going to be building on the next 52 weeks. The right thing at the right time in the right place that looks right, that is scientifically valid and resourced, and is automatically posted for you and gives you the talking points, the bullet points for you to be able to take that baton and have great conversations in your practice day after day, week after week, month after month, year after year, as easy as possible. So great topic, great choice. Thanks for bringing it up. Seems so obvious. Of course, everybody has to eat well, move well, etc. We know people who have said that and trademarked it, but that doesn't mean that your patients are understanding it. And just saying the same thing every day, all year long, because that's what you want to say, is not the same thing as making sure that your audience hears what they need to hear at the time that's right for them so that they can take the right action. So I think it was a great topic. Jeff, what are your thoughts?
You're 100% right. It's really about meeting your current patients, future patients, active patients, wherever they're at, and really showcasing the benefits of what you can provide, not the features. And that's something we've talked about and we'll talk about again, certainly as these episodes and weeks go on. And this really is where Teach and Invite lives. When we talk about those 3 steps to go from exhausted to energized, that's consumer speak. That's so that your patients can understand. It's not science speak in the headline. That's supposed to be an attention grabber. That's why we have fantastic email open rates, and a lot of people are checking out the content that we put out for our members, is because we really package it in a way that's consumable for people. As you mentioned, Jason, timing is everything in life, and there's no exceptions with marketing. So kicking things off and having a nice January monthly campaign that showcases ways people can be healthier throughout the year is just great timing, positioning your office, open some new eyeballs, get some people inspired and motivated, and inevitably that comes back to you in practice. And when we look at daily exercise, getting a sleep schedule on track, and eating right, again, I think of these as core tenets within chiropractic. If somebody's unable to exercise due to movement issues, well, who better than a chiropractor to assess those issues and take care of those issues? If we talk about sleep schedules and people are having difficulty due to physical, mental stressors that's disrupting their sleep schedule, who better than a chiropractor to at least start that conversation and provide some help? And eating right as well. I don't think that you necessarily, as a chiropractor, need to be a nutritional expert and guru to showcase some really practical ways that are second nature to us, but revolutionary to so many people that you take care of. And also, I'm going to say, don't be fooled by physique. Sometimes we see people that look as though they're eating correctly, and man, they have the worst dietary habits out there. So, starting these conversations is really a great way to stay top of mind, to teach and invite consistently. And there's just so many false beliefs, around this with chiropractors. Oh, to get new patients in my practice, I have to spend money on Facebook and Google ads, or to retain patients, that's about convincing, or, to get reactivations going on, I probably need a really big email list. And the truth of all of this is that you can really, increase your new patients, you can improve your active care retention, and you can have a nice flywheel and consistent stream of reactivations without spending a ton of money, or any money in some cases, on Google or Facebook ads. You can do it without convincing anybody of anything, but guiding people towards better health. And you definitely can get that reactivation flywheel going with a small list when you teach and invite consistently. But none of it's going to happen on its own. Those results follow those small action steps you take. I can say over the last 30 days or so, we had over 50 docs come on board, almost 60 docs now come on board, take an action step to utilize the Smart Chiropractor to decrease the stress and strain on themselves and their practice and their team, and really have our team of experts hop in and do all of this in an automated fashion through those high power channels, email, social, video streaming, you name it. It's all part of who we are and what we do. It's in our DNA as the Smart Chiropractor, but it ties together with all of this. As your patients are kickstarting their year, your practice is kickstarting its year. So what are those actions that you intend on taking so that you can have a better or a different result as you look back, to today, 12 months from now? So Jason, before we hop over to our member spotlight, I have a sneaking suspicion you might have a few comments on some of those points.
I do. You're 1,000% right. I appreciate the mind meld we've got together each and every week. It's a beautiful thing. What you were alluding to, for those people who just sort of picked up on a few words, I want to make sure that there is what we refer to, which we created as the smart patient journey. That one of the things that smart chiropractors are doing is understanding that who you speak to and when you speak to them matters. That what you say to the person in the 3 different phases of being a patient, in the initial what's the word I'm looking for? Potential patient is phase 1, active patient is phase 2, and proactive patient is phase 3. So the curriculums we're talking about allow you to think of it as translate. The way you speak to a new potential, remember back in the dating scene. If you're no longer in it, remember back. If you're in it, think of last night. There is a process as to how you speak to who you're talking to. If you're looking at somebody who's a potential relationship, you probably wouldn't speak to them the same way as if you were with somebody who you're looking to reactivate in a relationship, or somebody who you're already in a relationship with. And yet we just think, teach people about chiropractic. Doesn't matter if they're prospective, doesn't matter if they're active, doesn't matter if they fell out of care and we're trying to reactivate them. We just put it all out there, hoping somewhere, somehow, something's going to stick to the wall. And smart chiropractors are starting to understand and dig deeper into the nuances, into the sort of academics, into the sort of depth of how do we get better? Maybe in chiropractic terms, I'll refer to it as more specific in your use of words and language to get the right message to the right people at the right time, so that you can articulate, if I'm speaking to a prospective patient who's never been to my practice, who I have no experience with, has no experience with me, doesn't really know what I do, why I do it, except for their preconceived notions of what a chiropractor does, your consumer language we talked about here might just be the perfect thing to have them go, I am exhausted. I'd like to be energized. I get what you're talking about. That makes sense to me. Sign me up. Where do I get more? But if you're reactivating them because they are in the proactive stage, as in they've been through your active care plan, and now for whatever reason they've reached their pain relief goals, and now have the ability to be proactive with their health because they're no longer symptomatic. These are the different phases that we're breaking them down to. Again, prospective, active. Active is all your active patients that are actively in care right now. You talk to them differently than those people that stopped care for whoever knows what reason and got out of care. That your words, you want to call it reactivate, and our words, we want to teach them how to be a proactive new patient. So if you want to understand more of what Jeff is talking about, then keep your eyes and ears open for the new smart patient journey. Understand the different phases of care. No different than getting really good at adjusting. You can pop and pray. I understand. People do it. In fact, most people probably do it. But the question is, when it comes to chiropractic care, are you the kind of chiropractor that's just going to wing it, hope for the best? Hey, it works. Everybody does it this way. Or are you the kind of smart chiropractor that really wants to understand, how do I deliver my best? How do I put in the work, put in the effort to show up as the best me that I possibly can to serve the right people at the right place at the right time? The more specific you get, the more confident you get in your language, the more you will be in control of who you attract and who you accept and how you are able to run your practice with pride and profit. So I love where you went there. Thanks for the opportunity to follow up with that. I know there's a lot of chiropractors who are like, new patient journey? Sure. I meet them. They come in and get well. There's the journey. So we can all look at it in different ways. Our objective is to teach you how to be expert communicators and be able to automate these thoughts, these mindsets into systems that make it easier for you to get better results than you've ever gotten before, with less effort and less cost, less investment than you've ever had before. And it all starts here with the right mindset. And if you want to know proof of what I'm talking about, think of those patients who come in and they're spending thousands of dollars on drugs and surgeries and doctors and follow-ups and all the collateral damage for not listening to you years ago, that then they've got new problems from their problems. They spent thousands and thousands of dollars, and here you come along and go, you know, if you look at it just a little bit differently, you would change your life and you would not have to spend the time, the money, the energy on all that superfluous stuff that most people think is the only way. That's the way we see it. So I think the journey is an important thing for doctors to study, and those that do are going to find themselves getting remarkable results.
Hey, if you like that video, be sure to subscribe to the Smart Chiropractor. We are posting videos on how you can market your chiropractic practice in a way that teach and invites consistently. We have found that is the magic formula to big time growth. So if you like this video, be sure to comment down below, smash that subscribe button, or visit us at thesmartchiropractor.com.